There are few things I am more passionate about in covering sports than the proper handling of quarterbacks. And the reason being, I think it's fragile. I think it's touch and go. I think how you handle them, unless they are one of the handful of inevitable quarterbacks out there, the guys that, no matter what you do will end up great, and there's not many of them. Other than that, how you develop them matters. Other than that, the decisions you make matters. Other than that, how you treat them matters. And for that, it may seem like something small, and maybe I'm overthinking it, but why hasn't Gio Lopez been named the starter for Bill Belichick and UNC? If the rumors and reports are true, he's making $2 million in NIL this year. You don't pay that for a backup. They brought him to ACC kickoff. Think about that. They brought the quarterback to ACC kickoff. What is ACC kickoff? It's a media day. What does that mean? Television, like the upstairs area, there's like 7-8 interviews he's going to give. Just boom, 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 car wash. Going to come down to where we were, the local radio section on the first floor. And guess what? Boom, 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 boom. Another 7 or 8 more interviews. And he had to, in all of them, well, we're going to compete, and I'm just trying to do the best that I'm. Not one time did he get to puff his chest out and say, I'm the leader of this offense. Not once did he get to go out there confidently. And again, maybe I'm making a mountain out of a molehill, but I think it matters. And this is no intended disrespect to Belichick for how he's handling it. Bill Belichick has done, like during his time as a coach, darn near everything pretty darn good. Except if there's one thing that I think he's struggled with, it could be the handling of quarterbacks. Quarterback, as you'll hear me say over and over and over again, so get used to it, is a confidence position. The more the more self-belief you have, the better you play, and I've seen it time and time and time again. Gio Lopez needs to be fed confidence. And I could list a billion examples. Matter of fact, I'll use one from ACC Media Day. Talked to Cade Klubnik of Clemson. And we talked to him a bit because Clemson brought in a couple of transfers this year. And prior to that, they were like, Dabo was anti-transfer portal, anti-bringing anyone in. And Cade Klubnik was talking about it, basically saying his first year as a starter wasn't good enough. And the coach saying, we're not bringing anyone in. We're not going to the transfer portal. We're not bringing in competition for you. It's your job, and I'm all in. Gave him the confidence, gave him the self-belief. Then he went out and had 43 total touchdowns last year against 6 interceptions, and now he's projected as one of the top picks. The energy you feed into your quarterback matters, and it's possible Tom Brady could have kind of ruined Bill Belichick in that way. Because Tom Brady was different. Tom Brady was different. He's, I think, inevitable, right? The fact that he could start as a 6th-round pick, 4th on the 7th on the depth chart, whatever he was, and so quickly become who he became, it doesn't happen to just anybody, right? He might have been inevitable. But it's also, like, you can treat him different. He had it might not even be like a positive wiring. He might have had a screw loose in a way that Bill Belichick could treat him differently than most quarterbacks need to be treated. There are rumors. They used to call them Tell the Truth Tuesdays or Tell the Truth Mondays with the Patriots, where whole team meeting, everybody in the meeting room, all active guys, all practice squad, all coaches, and Bill Belichick would play the lowlights from Tom Brady and say, gosh, Foxborough High School quarterback guy could have made this throw. Just to set the tone on some, like, if I'm insulting Tom Brady, none of y'all are safe. Everybody better be on your P's and Q's. And Tom Brady, because he's so wired, that worked, right? It didn't affect him. He kept his confidence. He kept going out there and performing. I don't think there are many quarterbacks that do well with that. And I'm not saying you can't criticize them. I'm not saying you coddle them. I'm not saying you baby them. But there's ways to make sure you let them know you're my guy. You don't have a short leash. You don't have to worry about making mistakes. Because if you worry about making mistakes, it just makes you a slower decision maker. And also, let them know you are susceptible to being corrected and we're not treating you with any kind of kid gloves or training wheels. But also, let me be clear about this. Quarterback is not any other position. They should not be treated the same. Gio Lopez not being named starter is different than if the Tar Heels didn't name a running back a starter or a linebacker or a edge rusher. Do you know why? You can do those things harder. If you're a linebacker and you're in a quarterback competition, you can tackle harder. You can run harder. You can do everything you can with more. Like, what does a quarterback do? You want them to throw every pass 120 miles an hour? No, you need them calm. You need them relaxed. Watch most, unless you're like Drew Brees and you got that whole like call and response summer camp screaming thing. Watch most pregame huddles. There's going to be some defensive player or offensive lineman in the middle trying to get everybody hyped up. Time to eat. We're going to go out there. You only eat what you kill. We're going to blah, 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 blah. And the quarterback's going to be somewhere meandering on the outside, probably with a football in his hand, spinning it in his hand like he's out for a walk on a Sunday, because you can't get more amped up to play quarterback, which is which competitions like that, that's what it does. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to outwork this guy. Okay, well, relax, buddy. We need you to stay calm and chill.
Do you think that maybe the reason they haven't named him starter is there is a chance either Max Johnson is coming back or Bryce Baker could step into that role? I know it's probably a little less likely with him being a freshman, but
if it is a true competition, then you need to worry about the other one's confidence.
Yeah, but what? Just like by bringing Gio Lopez to ACC kickoff, answering questions about him in the ways that they did. Like if it's a true competition, then you got to treat him equally. Because if you're the guy in the competition and you're the one getting no love from the coach, I don't care about the outside world, right? Who cares who the media is talking about? But from the coaching staff, that matters. It does. And again, the Tom Brady thing may impact Bill Belichick here. And the way I say that is, let me think. Graham knew this. I don't know if Max. Do you know? I go movie reference all the time. Have you seen the movie? Let me think here. I think it's Seabiscuit with Tobey Maguire. I have not.
You are so young. It's a good movie. First of all, horse racing movie. Spoiler alert for those of you that haven't seen like the best movie of 2004 or whatever it was. There is a scene where they're talking about Seabiscuit, this horse, right? Undersized, blah, blah, blah. It's an underdog story. But everybody, meaning the trainer, the jockey, the owner, they all think they're the only one that knows this secret about Seabiscuit, which is basically, according to the movie script, Seabiscuit's the only like competitive horse out there, like actually gets insulted if they lose. So the move is you kind of let Seabiscuit fall behind and let a horse get in front of him and kick some dirt in its face. And then Seabiscuit's like, not today. You're not embarrassing me. And it takes off. Now, in the movie, that's good strategy. So when the jockey gets hurt and another jockey's on the horse, they're all like pulling him off to the side going, this is going to sound crazy, but let Seabiscuit fall behind. And of course, like all three of them tell it, and then it's a whole thing. But my point is, if you had Seabiscuit and your strategy was to let them fall behind to feel that dirt being kicked in their face and then go, and then you go try to ride another horse, and you're like, I know how to get a horse to run fast. You let them fall behind early intentionally and get dirt kicked in their face, and then all the other horses are like, I don't like this. I'm going to ride slow. And you're like, but wait a second. It used to work. You're being conditioned to do the wrong thing by an alien, special, supernatural horse. Bill Belichick, the way he treated Tom Brady, I don't think is the way you treat quarterbacks, especially in college, to get the most out of them. You have to feed them confidence so they're out there and they don't think, if I throw 2 interceptions in this game, I'm going to get benched. Because that leads to sack. That leads to, I know the read tells me to go here, but that guy looks fast. Boom. If you treat them like you treated Tom Brady, I don't think it's the right way to do it because these guys aren't Seabiscuit. I hope everybody kept up with that metaphor. If not, you're going like, what? Brady, Seabiscuit? Where's Gio Lopez in all of this? Does that mean Bryce Baker is Man-O-War? What is happening?